Hello, this is Ryan with Website Islands, and this is a video tutorial on wissel quality insurance. Um, from the back end, once you log into the Joomla administration, which you should have that link in the email that I sent you, you'll be able to use the username and password that I gave you to log in. And the first thing you'll see is this control panel. One of the first things you might want to do is edit one of your articles. So if you go to the top components, go down and click K2 and click on items. It's called items, but that's the same as articles or pages, whatever you call it. These are the pages for your website here. I want to make a quick note here. Under content, there's something called an article manager and a category manager. This is the default Joomla article manager and category manager. While they are good, I prefer K2, which is an additional component that I installed. And the reason I prefer K2 is because it has some enhanced functionality, which I often use. And one of those things are just like buttons, Google Plus, and Facebook integration for social recommendations, which is a good SEO factor. But there's a lot of other reasons I use K2. So whenever I talk about articles and categories, I'm going to usually be talking about K2, although I do sometimes use both, and sometimes I will use the article manager. Most of your content is located here, though. So, for example, the demo news articles, news, everything on your front of your site that's showing up here under latest news, the scrolling news articles are actually coming from here. So if you were to click on one of these news articles, which just has some demo content in it, then you can edit it from here. This area up here is the preview text, and a lot of times in a piece of software like this that's displaying the preview text, a little bit of a tidbit here, that would here and here you can see there's preview text. That is the text that's above the line. You don't need more than one or two sentences here because this software is not going to show more than one or two sentences. So just put one or two sentences. That's all you need. It could be the same or something unique. Here we have when you actually click on the news article and get to that news feature page, you're going to have the actual news text. And here's those Facebook and like buttons that I was talking about. They're automatically put in there for you, and if somebody clicks on that, that's a link back to your website, which is good for helping your Google ranking. Anyway, go ahead and edit this and add your own news articles. You can make sure to click the save button when you're done, or save and close, should I say. Okay, then you have your other articles that are on your site. This is the life insurance article. So when you're creating a new article, you would just enter in the title. This will be blank, and then you don't have to add anything in the read more section. Let me save and close this. If you want a real quick note here, if you want to unpublish this, you can unpublish it, and then it will no longer show in the front end of your website. Just click the red button, and now it's going to be published. You have the same two buttons, the green and the red button up here. If you like the way an article was and you just wanted to make a very similar article, you could click copy and just it'll copy the article exactly, and you could just give it a new title and change a little bit of text or whatever you need to. There's an edit button up here, but you really just need to click on the title, and that'll pretty much do the same thing. So if you wanted to create a new news article, for example, you would select the category news. Everything else I'm putting it in a default category called wissel quality insurance. But everything, so make sure that if it's not news that you don't put it in the news. Otherwise it's going to show up in that scrolling side module on the front of your website. So if you wanted to create news, select the category news, put a title, news title. Give it this alias will be the URL, so you can just leave that alone and it'll automatically turn the title into a URL. The tags, you don't really need to do that. You could add tags, but we're not using a searchable tags feature on your site. So for the content, I think for the news you should add a read more. For your normal articles, you can just always add the I don't know what I just did there. Hold on. Let me go back. Okay. So this is some intro text, and then I click enter and click read more, which gives you the little read more divider. Now you could the main body, the main page, main body news text. If this were just a regular article, you wouldn't really need to enter preview text, but you'd put the read more in there anyway because you still want to have the main body text show up on the page, which is the way I have it set, I believe. You can easily add an image to your news article up at the top just by browsing your computer, selecting the image, and then save. Once you save, you'll see a little thumbnail of the image here. The image gallery feature is not installed here. You could put a YouTube video in here if you wanted to. You could you can add an attachment to a page here. Some of these features aren't really enabled because they weren't specific to your site, didn't have any requirement for them. Okay, so I'm going to cancel out of that. There's no need to save this. Just make sure to publish your news article when you're done. Alright, so that's pretty much how to create a news article. I will show you the art. Well, I'll show you. If you want to create a new category, you can just go in here and click category. It's just really as simple as giving it a title and saving it. You don't really have to do much more than that. If you do have some formatting issues, you can contact me and I can help you through it. In the article manager, we only put the form for Obamacare, which is currently unpublished because you're not going to be using it right now. But we can always republish this and have that form ready to go and we can. So now there are some other things on your website, like the agent login module, the social module, the location module, this module here with your social links, and the logo up here. So everything else on your site is mostly controlled through the module manager. So we have a top message, I guess, on your home page. Why life insurance? How does it work? Actually, I'm not sure what this top message is here. Okay, so this can be deleted. This isn't. We're not actually using this. Okay, so I'm going to trash. So here's your why life insurance from the home page. This is part of the home page, which isn't your standard article layout. So we put it inside of a module. There's the position, content, mass top. This is all a little bit complicated. All you really need to know is that's where you edit it, and there might be a few other things in here that you can edit. Your menus are all going to be located here under main menu. Your home page, life insurance, types of life insurance, Obamacare facts, stuff like that. So if you wanted to change the title, for example, contact us, and you just wanted to remove the us, you could just open this up and you could edit that menu title right here. Just remove the contact us. And there's other options in here, but I don't think you're going to need to do any of that. This tutorial is not intended to get that deep. So that's pretty much where to edit all the text that you might see on your site. Now, your component, your agent login, all of the submissions are going to go here. So you have register for Obamacare, which it's not currently active, so you're not going to have any submissions there. You have the agent info. I think the other two are just demo. So here's the agent info, and here's some tests that I did as website islands. So basically, you can let me pause this and answer the. Okay, so you can sort by date. You can export to Excel, XML, to a spreadsheet, CSV format. So you have a lot of different ways to format this data. You can, I believe you can go into any one of these and edit the information if you wanted to. So these are all the agents that have registered on your website, and they are, and here's their details, and you can do whatever you want to do with that. Now, when people register your website, they're going to be in the user manager here. So you can also go in here and activate someone's account if someone registered. So you should be getting a they might be self-activated. I'm not sure that we're requiring administration to activate them. So I don't know why this one's not activated. But for the most part, if they're not automatically activated, you can activate them manually here. Just click the red button to green, and now it's activated. You could change someone's email from here. I believe they're able to change their email too, if they needed to update it. You'll see that most people are just going to be registered users. As a super user, that would be you, and you have the ability to log into the back end, and nobody else does. So you can always delete a user, just highlight their name and delete them, or you can just deactivate them if you wanted to, but leave them in the system. That's up to you. Okay. So I believe now the last thing is, if you wanted to back up your website here, you could just click the backup now button and follow whatever prompts you get. And once you're done backing up, because I've already made a backup, once you're done backing up, you can administer your backup files, and you'll see your backup here. Click this little link. It says part 00, and then download it to your computer so you have a backup on your computer. Whenever you do a lot of work on your website, you want to back up your work. Just in case you mess up your website, I can always restore your website with the latest backup. Whenever I edit a website, I make a backup of it. But if I haven't edited your website for a year, but you've done a lot of work on it, you should be making your own backups too. Once you're done making a backup, just click the little check mark there and click delete, and that will delete the backup. And you should delete the backup after you've downloaded it to your computer. You should always delete the backup. Let's see. Most of this other stuff you're not going to be using, so I'm not going to give you a full. There are other Joomla tutorials if you're interested in learning more about Joomla on my website, Website Islands. But that is the basics for the things that you're going to be doing. And thank you for watching.